Welcome to the Harmonious Family Life, how to create deep connections, transform your family, and live with confidence and grace. My name is Ulrika Bilby, and my mission is to transform families and help them to navigate the harmonious family life, where we all can thrive, individually and together, using our strengths and unique skills. Today, I will be speaking with Lauren Foster. Lauren has over 25 years of experience supporting children of all abilities and their families, providing strategies for family health, connections, and happiness. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be here.
I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to this conversation that we will have today on emotions. We all have emotions, and sometimes they can be difficult to talk about, and especially for our children. So we will talk about that today. But before we do that, would you please just tell me a little bit about yourself and why you do what you do? I know that you have a holistic approach. It will be interesting to just hear a little bit more about that.
Sure, my pleasure. So I am a speech language pathologist. I've been working with kids for many, many years. I'm also a certified natural healthcare practitioner and really work with families looking at more of a holistic, happy lifestyle. And that combines beautifully with the family enrichment work I do. I'm positive discipline certified. So it's combining all these resources, trainings, and life experience to support families on their journey.
So fantastic.
As a parent myself and as a grandmother, we all take our experience and hopefully we can learn from situations. And so my work has evolved over the course of the years. Many, many years ago when I was just starting out, I worked with children in the office, one-on-one. And in the therapy room, we would see progress, which was exciting. And over the years, really recognize that it's one thing to have progress and growth and attainment of goals in the therapy room, but we want it to carry over into the real world, right? Into life.
Yes.
So that's where recognizing that it's not only one part of the family, one child who might have special needs or something that they're working on, but it affects the whole family constellation. So that's where family enrichment coaching sort of evolved from, recognizing that when we support the whole family, not only the child that might have some additional needs, but the siblings and the parents, and providing tools and a framework to conceptualize how can we make life more fun together. That has been it's a passion of mine, and I'm the director of skills development at Perspective Center for Holistic Therapy, which is a practice in Atlanta, Georgia. So I have the privilege to work with other holistic psychotherapists and speech and feeding therapists. So it's a beautiful environment.
So you're really looking at the whole family and also the whole being, really, then from eating to emotions and things. So that's I love that, because also this is what we're all about, talking about this event, to being in a harmonious family, to be a whole person and to be whole as a family.
Absolutely. And I think the timing of this summit couldn't be better, because certainly, hopefully as we are coming out of this pandemic crisis that we're all experiencing, kids and adults, another aspect of what I do has evolved into a nonprofit called the Powerful Project. And that was really created to support families stuck in the middle. So they make too much to qualify for government subsidized programs for assistance, but not enough to cover all of the family's needs, health needs. So the Powerful Project comes in and provides scholarship funding to help these families stuck in the middle to get the supports that they need for everybody in the family. So that's we're working on fundraising and partnerships. So that's
Oh, so good. Excellent. So back then to our emotions. So I know just from a personal experience how difficult it can be sometimes talking about emotions to your children, or even them knowing themselves what they feel. And I know that you are working a lot with children and giving tools to parents, helping them how they can help the children, speaking about this and understanding also themselves.
Absolutely, because oftentimes inadvertently, our kids think that it's not okay to have like the wide range of emotions that we all have. Many kids that I work with, they don't think it's okay to be angry. When all of our feelings are okay, and our feelings always change, right? So, but I can't tell you how many children feel like they're only comfortable with happy. Everything's good and happy. And we want to model for our kids, because we parents are our children's first and most influential teacher, our parents. So when we think of our role as a teacher, hopefully we can do things a little bit differently. Instead of thinking that we have to control, if we want to teach, we can model things that our kids will pick up, because parents are with their children the majority of the time. Therapists, coaches, teachers, have a designated, slot, but family life, parents, it's constant.
Yes.
So by empowering families and older siblings, or even grandparents, some families live together, with extended family members all together. So from everybody being able to be on the same page, have a shared vocabulary, and learn tools together, it becomes a natural blueprint for the family to then grow, evolve, thrive. And, in that process, reducing the stress and the anxiety that we are all feeling at this time.
Yes, absolutely. So would you like sharing with us what it is
I'd be
that you
happy
have?
to. Yeah, I have 2 personal power tools I want to share. And before I do that, just to conceptualize, one of my favorite author's books, Dr. Daniel Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson, put together this whole brain child workbook. And their book, The Whole Brain Child, is a great resource for families. And just to simplify the concept, our brain develops from back to front, from bottom to top. And the human brain does not fully develop until, I would say, late 20s, early 30s. So when we think about our kids, especially, our teenagers, their brains are not fully developed. So that, to keep that in perspective, they don't have it all together yet. It's growing and developing. In any case, so this is the brainstem. When children or adults, when anybody flips their lid, their frontal lobe, which is right behind our forehead, which is our executive control center, the prefrontal cortex, this is where we make our decisions. This is higher level thinking, executive functions. So if this is the brain, when we flip our lid, this control center, our logical thinking, our reasoning goes offline, and we are functioning from our emotional part of our brain, the limbic system. So there is no reasoning when someone is having a moment and they're freaked out, having a meltdown, they flip their lid. So to try to reason with them, regardless of how, it doesn't matter if they're a child or an adult, there's no reasoning going to go on here. This is an emotional state we are in. So to bring our brain back online, we can use some calming strategies, some tools to then help process what's going on and to problem solve.
So helpful to know that, because I think what we are often trying to do is then when your child or your specific other or someone else have a moment, you want to explain and you want to reason with them. And what you're saying, it's not a time for that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like we need time. And if we can model for our kids, for our family, for our spouse, like, I need a timeout, I need to take a break, I want to cool down, whatever verbiage feels natural. But to model, let me chill out. I need to go outside into nature. I need to take some deep breaths.
Yeah.
when we model this energetically, our kids are going to pick up on it physiologically, energetically, and we are modeling a really helpful strategy in life. This is a life skill, life tool. So I'm going to share my screen with you to share a tool that I call, this is, it's called the Big Four. Oh, can you enable screen sharing? So the Big Four is part of a curriculum that I am a co-author of. It's called the Personal Power Tools Curriculum. And here we go. The Big Four, in an abbreviated version today, help children understand that we have 4 main emotion houses: sad, mad, glad, and scared. They kind of rhyme. And when we teach this to kids of all ages, I mean, even as young as, 2, 3 years old, they can understand. Let's talk about the glad house. Glad is the easiest. I usually start with glad. And we might draw a picture of the glad house, because parents could definitely do this at home. Take each of these Big Four emotions, have kids, they can work together or individually, create what these houses look like. And then we're going to talk about and teach different emotions that live in each house. So in the glad house, for example, okay, I'm going to use pink. Happy lives here. Content lives in the glad house. Peaceful, joyful. You get the idea. We can say loved, proud. So we can brainstorm with the kids, and then you can write down. They can draw as many emotions, as many labels as you can think of, and you would do that for each house. In the scared house, and again, when I have more time, and when I'm doing with the kids, that like pick their colors and make as many choices as we can give kids to participate, the better. And with some kids with special needs, or additional needs, we might want to give them limited choices. So a choice of 2, because if making a decision is very challenging, we want to simplify it so they feel successful. What I have found in working with children and teens and adolescents, the more we can support these young people in making decisions, it helps them feel confident and learn to trust themselves, because decision making can be really hard for some kids. Yes. So giving a limited choice, and this is a concept from positive discipline, a choice of 2 things. Do you want to use red or blue? I mean, I'm working with a little girl, and it's very hard for her to make choices, and it's very hard, and she'll always pass it on. So if you have a child who has a difficulty with that, limited choices, choice of 2. And everybody can share their words, their feeling words that fit into each of these Big Four houses.
So here's where you will help them to find, because it's not always that they would know what all the emotions are.
Exactly. So oftentimes the kids don't know, especially the really young ones. So we're gonna share this and create maybe posters that we hang in the kitchen or in the playroom, or create a journal where this is their emotions, they're all about me book. Because kids from an early age, if they know that all of my feelings are okay, all of my emotions are okay from an early age, and the key is to learn how to express our emotions in a safe way. It's okay to be angry. Anger is a messenger. All of our feelings are messengers. So teaching this early on, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of age is where I would say definitely start. Even when you have a newborn, I mean, using baby sign language, and talking to your infant is great, because even though they might not understand the vocabulary, they are sensing your emotion.
Wow. Well, this is really a new way of thinking. I think that that you can communicate even though the child might not have words.
Absolutely.
Because you're communicating with your being.
Absolutely. So yeah, completely. So again, a child with special needs, they are picking up on the subtle tones, your facial expression, you know, the intonation of your voice. So when people might think that someone doesn't understand, I always encourage, give credit, like, let's raise the bar, you know, let's assume that there is some level of understanding. So we talk respectfully, because kids, all humans want to feel validated and respected. And when we are able as parents to provide this environment of respect and nurturing and validation, even if we have a different perspective of our child, it helps strengthen the connection and the bond. And it's okay to disagree, as long as we disagree with the tools and strategies, so that you know, we're not having a power struggle.
Yeah, we're talking about the same things. And I love what you say, that, you know, all emotions are okay. All emotions are welcome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Our emotions are messengers. And oftentimes when we feel angry or frustrated, you know, there might be a boundary that was crossed, or we have a deeper feeling inside. So we want to explore that. There's another tool that I'd like to share. We have time?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is called the 1 to 5 scale. And again, this is a tool that participants will get, but I want to encourage and invite parents that you can create your own tool for your family. You don't have to use this. It's a great guideline, and we've had success using it with families. But if a child wants to make a bar graph, or if a child wants to make a dinosaur instead of a person, to show their level, that's fine. It's great to be creative. And when the family members participate in doing something together, they're going to have more buy-in. So we can
create that deeper connection as well. And doing something together. Yes,
absolutely. So this is the 1 to 5 scale. You can see that the big 4 houses are pictured, and next to the house is a person's body with the numbers 1 to 5. So when we're checking in, again, we're reiterating, we're modeling for our kids. We have different emotions. We can have a mix of emotions. So for example, I might model, if I'm checking in with my child, I might say, let's do a check-in. And I'll have this piece of paper. It might be laminated, so I could use a dry erase marker. And I'll say, who wants to go first? I'll go first. So right now I'm feeling a number 4. I'm really feeling happy that I got to, you know, to talk about something that I love today, and share tools that I really believe in. So I feel number 4 happy. And I'm feeling a little bit sad because I didn't get to do my errand that I was planning to do today. So I'm feeling a little, you know, sad about, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I always give a simple reason with the emotion. And I'm also feeling a little frustrated because I was in so much traffic today, and I didn't get to do X, Y, or Z. So I'm feeling frustrated also. So just in this visually, we're seeing, I have a whole mix of feelings, and it's okay. It's really important when we talk about like the scared house, like to let kids know, like, oh, you know what? I was also feeling a little anxious because I was being interviewed, and I just wanted everything to go smoothly. So I was feeling anxious earlier, but now that I think about it, it was about a 4.5 of anxious, and now it went well, and I'm not feeling anxious at all. Maybe I'm at a 0. So we can use this to visually depict emotions where we are. Some children, want to shade in how much in their body they are feeling it. So maybe they're going to shade it in, and that's fine. We can use different colors. So let's say, I did mine, and then Dad's going to go and he's going to do his color. or, brother and sister. So we can be really creative on how we use this visual check-in to really start talking about and diving deep into expressing our emotions. Because within the characteristic, within the qualities, within the process of learning how to be an expressive communicator, there are different parts to that. So one part is, and I would say even before kids are able to express their emotions in themselves, want to be able to recognize and identify emotions on others. So by maybe flipping through a magazine and kind of connecting with your child, how do you think this person feels?
Looking at them.
Exactly. Yes, and exactly. And like calling attention to, look at his eyes. Look at her facial expression. So we're using this vocabulary to help them hone in on, look at the mouth, look at the eyebrows, look at their cheeks. They're so puffed up, look at their hands. So, but facial expression and body language.
Oh, so good. This is really good. I love this tool that you just showed because it visualized so well that we can have a mix of emotions at the same time. Because I think that we often just think that we have one emotion. And then we don't think about all the other things that we actually might feel, and also that they might differ in just like a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, and another thing that can be helpful, sorry for the doggy barking. Another thing that can be helpful is if you get into a ritual that, you do check-ins, maybe at dinner time, or before bed or whenever, and you have it on a piece of paper. And they keep this like a little check-in journal. You can reflect back and see, oh, remember when you were feeling nervous about going to school and you took deep breaths, you had the note in your lunchbox, in your backpack. The child can then look back and say, oh yeah. And we're triggering a memory of, I was nervous, then I felt okay, I got through it, I worked through this emotion, I can do it again. So we're building resilience from past experience.
Yes. So good. Well, I know that you actually will share these tools with the audience, which is such a great gift. And you can, as you said, laminate it and use it all over again. You can put it in the kitchen on your refrigerator. So that is just amazing, I think. So good. Yes.
Yeah. I had another family tell me that they kept the laminated sheet on a clipboard in the car, because oftentimes in the car there would be meltdowns or escalated emotions, and that could help. Well, let's do a check-in. It definitely can help before flipping the lid if we check in and kind of communicate what's going on. Yeah. Another tip, the same family recognized that blood sugar, they needed a snack. So a snack was always with the check-in, the 1 to 5 scale together in the car. So, after school, it was snack and check-in.
Oh, that is so helpful.
To think about.
Thank you so much for coming here and share this with us today. And I could sit here and talk forever because I think this is so interesting. Is there any last words that you want to leave with?
Well, I mean, there's so much. It's so fun to talk with you. So it's been a joy. And if anybody has questions, I'm definitely available to connect with parents from the summit to answer questions.
And they will find you on your website?
Yeah. They'll find me at perspectivesholistictherapy.com and also powerfulproject.org. That's 2 ways to find me. And the Personal Power Tools curriculum is also available as an ebook right now at the perspectivesholistictherapy.com website. Hopefully it'll be on Amazon soon.
Yeah. So great. Well, thank you so much for being here, and so beautiful to be speaking with you. And thank you everyone for listening. And we know what we will be doing now. We will be filling in our cards with our family. So
thank you so much for what you're doing. You are making a big difference.
Thank you. Bye for now.